ang Pangulo po mismo ang nag-instruct sa akin na ibaba ang presyo ng simento, ng bakal, ng asfalto, ng graba, ng buhangin, at iba pang mga materyales na ginagamit sa pagpapagawa ng ating mga kalye, mga tulay, mga classroom, at iba pa. Hindi pa po ito ginagawa in the past. No, dati po, nagbababa lang ng budget by 10%, pero yung level of detail po na ginawa ng administrasyon ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ay ngayon pa lang po nagawa ito. Importante po ito dahil nung kanyang SONA, ang Pangulo po mismo ang bumulgar sa isa sa mga pinakamalaki o siguro pinakamalaking corruption scandal sa history ng bansa. At sabi niya, enough is enough. Kailangan reformahin na natin ang DPWH. And this is a testament to the President's vision of making the DPWH more transparent and removing all forms of corruption, beginning with the overpriced materials. So, tama po ang Senado at ang Kongreso. Sinabi ko po paulit-ulit na dahil sa utos ng Pangulo, binaba po namin ang presyo ng iba't ibang materyales sa pagpapagawa ng ating mga iba't ibang proyekto sa DPWH. Tama din po na nung pong public hearing, ito mismo ay inanunsyo ko at inimplement na po namin with a special issuance that was issued 2 months ago. At ito ay sa kasulukuyang ini-implement na nga po din po namin, hindi lang para sa mga proyekto for the 2026 budget, kundi pati sa mga proyekto ngayong 2025 na hindi pa napoprocure. Ito nga po ang naging suggestion mismo ni Senator Lauren Legarda ng public hearing at tama po siya doon. At yun po ay ginagawa na rin po namin. Ngayon po, ipapaliwanag ko lang po sa Senado at sa Kongreso kung ano ang proseso para gawin ito ng tama. Yun lang naman po. No? At bago po ako magsimula, gusto ko lang po sigurong i-correct yung mga iba't ibang mga balita na naririnig natin. Unang-una, hindi po totoo na ibinabalik na po ng DPWH yung dating presyo. Hindi po totoo yun. Nakita ko po yun sa social media kahapon pagkatapos namin ilabas ang statement, narinig ko din po ngayon. Hindi po totoo yun. Ang presyo po na ibinaba na natin ay hindi ibabalik sa lumang mas mataas na presyo. At sa tingin ko po, dahil sa reforma ng Pangulo, hindi na ito imababalik in the future. Dahil sino pa pong presidente o DPWH secretary ang pwedeng magbalik nito na ngayon na ibaba na natin sa tamang presyo. Yun po ang unang-una. Ikalawa po, wala pong ibang project na ipinapabalik ang DPWH. Wala po. Whether flood control project or kahit anong project. Wala po tayong laman, wala pong laman yung ating kasulatan kay Senator Win Gatchalian at sa House contingent na nagsasabi na pinapabalik po natin ang iba't ibang mga proyekto. Wala po tayong pinapabalik na kahit anong bagong proyektong tinanggal na. Whether yan ay flood control, tulay, kalye, multipurpose building. Wala po tayong pinapabalik. Ang hinihingi lang po natin is yung pong binawas na 45 billion approximately. Next slide, please. Sorry. I'm sorry. Nga pa yung slide. Ibalik po ulit para po ma-implement po ito ng tama. Kasi while it is true that the President told me and instructed me to bring down the prices of materials in order to eliminate overpricing, he also is very conscious of our desperate need to ramp up our infrastructure spending and our infrastructure implementation. We all know that in the past quarter, the economy only grew by 4%. And this is largely because of the cut in public expenditure, especially in infrastructure. And the President does not want that to happen. Our fear is, and I will show later some examples, that the cut made using our adjustment factors, as Sen Win correctly pointed out, across the board, across roughly 10,000 projects in the General Appropriations Bill, may result inevitably in projects that will end up being unimplementable because of the way that they were applied to the various projects. And I will show that in a few slides. So ito lang po ang aming hinihiling. Hindi ho namin, ulitin ko, hindi ho namin ibabalik ang presyo ulit at itataas. Ikagawa, wala po kaming project na ipapadagdag ulit. Wala pong ibabalik. Wala pong duplicate project na tinanggal na ibabalik. Wala pong flood control project na ibabalik. Klaro po yan. And if I just may go to our statement and how DPWH, according to the engineers I have with me, there are, I think, 4 of them here. Many of them have been in DPWH for decades already. Ang proseso po is kapag binago ang cost ng materyales, kailangan pong gawin ng DPWH, iisa-isahin ang lahat ng proyekto. Dahil ang bawat proyekto po, iba-iba yan. Merong mas maraming simento ang gagamitin, merong mas maraming bakal ang gagamitin, may mas maraming graba ang gagamitin. Depende po yan dun sa program of work. At bawat proyekto po ay iba-iba ang program of work. Kaya po yung mga presyong ibinaba, kailangan po yan i-apply sa program of work ng iba't ibang proyekto, roughly totaling 10,000 projects. Pagkatapos po baguhin ng POW, ang pagbabago ngayon dun sa presyo ay i-reflect na sa bagong approved budget of contract, yung ABC. Kapag po nabawas na yon, bababa po ang ABC. Depende sa laki ng binaba ng presyo, depende kung saan. Tama po si Congressman Alvarez na depende sa lugar, depende. Depende ang presyo ng simento, ng aggregate, ng graba, ng buhangin, ng asfalto, depende sa lugar. So kailangan po yan iisa-isahin. At kapag po nababa na yung ABC, yung approved budget of contract, ito na po ang magiging bagong budget. At ito na po ang ipapublish ngayon para ipabid at iprocure ng DPWH. Yan po ang proseso. So ito lang po ang gusto namin ipaliwanag. Ngayon po, gusto ko pong magpakita ng mga example ng mga proyekto nandun sa isa sa mga 10,000 proyektong naapektuhan nung pagbaba ng Senate dun sa mga project costs. At dito po makikita natin na hindi po talaga natin pwedeng ibaba na lang ng basta-basta across the board. No? And next slide, please. These are projects, for example, for asphalting in Region 4B and Region 7. In the GAB, in the House version, the budget was 41 million pesos. In the third reading Senate version, it was cut to 12.9, roughly 13 million pesos. Roughly by 68%. And I understand, naintindihan ko po kung saan nanggaling yung 68%. Dahil po, para sa asfalto at sa Region 4B, yun pong pinadala nating adjustment factor sa Senate Finance Committee ay 68%. So, ang ginawa po ng Senate is, yung pong budget ay kinat ng 68%. No? So, naintindihan ko po yun. Pero, kung gagawin po natin yung paraan na ang ikakat lang ay yung materyales. Remember po, ang materyales ay parte lang po ng cost ng isang project. Materyales, labor, equipment, at syempre kailangan din po ng contractor's profit, no? Which is roughly about 8 to 10%. So, if we apply po yung 68% sa materials only, ang kalalabasan po ay 23% reduction or yung pong 41, bababa po ng 31.5 million. Which means po, meron pong 18 million na mawawala sa pondo ng proyektong ito. At dahil dun po, mahirap na pong i-implement yung proyektong yon. So, on the other hand, meron din naman po na proyekto na baliktad naman. Asphalt overlay din po ito sa Region 7. Ang original price po ay 25.54. Pero dahil nga po ang average factor sa Region 7 ay minus 3% lang, ang cut lang po ng Senate ay from 25 to 2.4 million, roughly 1 million lang po ang naging cut ng Senate. But if we apply the factor for that specific project given the program of work, it is actually higher. It is not 3%, but it's actually minus 37%. So meron pong additional savings doon. No? If I can go further, no? This is for asphalt overlay. Concrete road construction. Ganun din po, no? Sa Region 2 naman. 90 million po. Ang reduction po was 15% because that was the adjustment factor for Region 2 for cement, etc. Ang naging cut po ng Senate was from 90 million to 76.5 million. A reduction of 15%. But again, if we follow the process and only reduce in the price of materials, the cut is only 6%. So, although ito po hindi masyadong mataas, pero meron din pong impacto sa implementability ng proyekto. No? But at the same time, sa Region 4B naman, dahil 4% lang po yung yung aming adjustment factor for 4B in general. And 4B po is very special, no? Kasi kahit isang region po yan, iba-iba pong isla yan. Iba-iba po ang sitwasyon sa Palawan, sa Mindoro, sa Romblon, sa Marinduque. Iba-iba po yan, no? Kaya mahirap pong mag-cut lang based sa adjustment factor for that region. So if we apply the adjustment factor in prices, actually, mas malaki po dapat yung cut. Instead of just 4%, it is actually 17%. So may additional savings po na 7 million. So, Mr. Chairman, Madam Chair, yun lang naman po ang gusto naming ipaliwanag. Kaya po kami naniniwala sa DPWH na dapat po ang eksekutibo na ang mag-apply ng mga pagbabago sa presyo. Dahil po yung proseso na ginagawa ng DPWH ay nandyan na, may proseso po tayo para i-apply yung mga reduction. At ito po, mami-minimize natin yung risk na magiging unimplementable or inviable yung proyekto. Pero po, ito po, panghuli ko na lang pong sasabihin ito. Naiintindihan ko po, at naiintindihan din po ng Pangulo, yung pag-aalinlangan. DPWH has practically zero trust sa ating mga kababayan. And naiintindihan ko po na mukhang mahirap po kaming pagkatiwalaan. Naiintindihan ko po yun. No, na baka pag yan ibinalik sa versions ng HGAB at sasabihin, kami na lang ang gagawa ng pagbaba, naiintindihan ko po na, na hindi kami pagkakatiwalaan na gagawin namin ito. Kaya po, naglabas po ako mismo ng department order, which again has never been done, mandating all regional directors, all district engineers to implement this strictly. At kung hindi po ito implement, we will not authorize the procurement of these projects. And if they do not implement it, yan po ay may kaakibat na mga penalty, both administrative and possibly even criminal. Ginagay po namin yon, and we have given copies of the department order I signed to the members of the Bicameral Conference Committee. Yun po ang gagawin namin. Alam ko po, mahirap po kaming pagkatiwalaan. Pero yun po ang hinihiling namin sa inyo ngayon. And obviously, with Congress's oversight function, anytime po, pwede nyo po kaming i-check kung ito po talaga ay ginagawa namin. Lalong-lalo na po, nag-launch na po ng ating Pangulo ang transparency portal ng DPWH. Meron po doon live streaming ng lahat ng mga bids. Makikita nyo po doon, pag pinablish po, mako-compare nyo po, binababa talaga ng DPWH ang cost ng mga proyektong ito. At kung hindi po namin binaba, patawag nyo po kami. Pero ako po, sinasabi ko po sa inyo, I will not allow it. We will not allow it po. Under the department order, we will not allow it. Yan po talaga, kailangan naming i-aproba bago yan i-publish for bidding. Kahit na po magdagdag tayo ng step sa pagpo-procure ng mga proyektong ito, it's worth it to ensure that these projects are implemented with the right prices that we have already prescribed. So with that po, Mr. Chairman, Madam Chair, honorable members of the Bicameral Conference Committee, uulitin ko po, inutos po ng Pangulo na gawin natin ito. This has never been done before. And we will never renege on the promise of the President and the instructions of the President to reform DPWH. And we will never bring back the prices to where they were before. Dahil nga po, alam naman po natin lahat at alam po ng buong Pilipinas na matagal nang overpriced ang presyo ng DPWH. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, Senator Lawrence recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know we had to check whether the rules would allow a member of the BICAM to ask questions, but it is important that we seek clarification from Secretary Dizon. Do you accept the fact that it was the DPWH through you or maybe your staff during hearings and in the plenary that actually advised the Senate to cut the cost, because indeed in the previous administration you claimed, and it's on record, that the cost of some, not all, projects might have been overpriced?
Ma'am, this needs clear clarification. In the Senate hearings and in the plenary, we admitted that the prices were overpriced.
Okay, that's all I-
Absolutely.
that's all I-
Absolutely. Ma'am, but I think it's very important, no?
Yeah.
We also said that we are going to bring down the cost,
Yes.
which we did. But in the same hearing, and I have it on record, Mr. Chairman, Madam Senator, that when I was asked on how to implement the changes in the prices, I put it on record that the best way to implement is for DPWH to implement it by going through each and every project and bring down the cost based on the programs of work of each and every project. That I put on record, Madam Chair. Mr. Chairman.
Very
Thank you. Po.
clear, very clear. And we spoke about the CMPD, the cost price data, and the DUPA, the detailed price analysis as well. We were in a conversation outside of this hall. Can the good secretary please just tell us on the overprice for asphalting? Because that's what you mentioned to me. That is a so-called notorious item that you said must be brought down.
You are absolutely
Whispered
correct.
something in my ear, which I think the body should know so that it's on record. But you said it's necessary to have that project. But this is what you said is easily seen to be overpriced. Can you
Absolutely.
just kindly put it on record, Secretary? Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Madam Chair, I will just read our table.
Simple na lang. Ano yung sinabi po nyo na madalas overpriced at sa inyong karanasan na maikli sa ahensya ay yung
Asphalting.
overpriced? Yeah.
Asphalting po, ay nag-range po ang overprice ng asphalting from 30% to 68%. Totoo po yun. And I gave an example. In fact, kaya po ang ginamit kong example ay yung 4B. Kasi po sa 4B, on average, overprice po ng up to 68%. Pero yun nga po, as pointed out also by Congressman Alvarez, who is former governor of Palawan, iba-iba po ang presyo. No, so meaning, hindi po pwedeng kung overpriced po ang Region 4B on average ng 68%, hindi po pwedeng i-apply yung 68% sa lahat ng proyekto, sa lahat ng iba't ibang...
I think that was mentioned, that's very clear.
Yes.
So thank you for
Thank you very
putting
much
that
po.
on record. In fact, my comment to Secretary earlier was, my God, all these years naloko pala tayo. I feel so bad. I feel so, yeah, we didn't know. There was up to 68%. So may I please walk us through this proposal? May we understand please, kung merong nasa gaana na proyekto and you will restore the amounts there but implement the CMPD that is correct and accurate on the ground depending on the district office in the regions, what will you do with the savings? Please explain to us. It will encourage, of course, people to save if they can have a longer road. Please walk us through ano po ang mangyari sa matitipid na pera sa proyekto.
The rules po and savings are very clear. No, pagka meron pong savings, ito po ay i-declare ng departamento as savings at ito po ay later on, upon approval of the President, pwedeng gamitin to augment projects. No? Klaro po yun. No? And this will be treated in the same way. Unless, of course, Congress will choose to have a special provision to cover this. Depende na po yun sa Congress.
Okay, very
Thank you
clear.
po.
That's what I wanted to put on record, that the savings that will be had in that district or area cannot be used to extend a road. Because I heard some comments, kung 1 kilometro, pero maka-savings ay siguro magiging 1.2 kilometers. Hindi po allowed yun kasi ang GAA line item is the 1 kilometer road. So the savings will have to go back to Treasury and the Office of the President would have to declare it as savings. And so there will be a kitty of savings that can be used. Will the savings, per the process that you envision, go back to the district as a district project, or will this go back to the national fund and will be used elsewhere? And I ask this for and in behalf of the congressmen and women because, pag savings, di ba? Dapat magandang quality, hindi substandard, pero yung matipid. Magaling dyan si Gob Alvarez. So, hahaba ang kalsada, dadami. Kung maka-savings, dapat balik sa Palawan, baka makarating ng iba or baka hindi ibigay. Siguro yun ang nasa isip nyo, di ba? So gusto natin malaman, kung may savings ba, tas assuming OP ang approve, babalik ba yan sa distrito or mawawala din? Hindi yan incentive magtipid hindi sa congressman, sa mga distrito. We
Yeah.
want to know what is the process you envision. Thank you.
The process is really the standard process, Madam Chair, no? And everything will be approved by the Office of the President. So to your question po, pwede po bang bumalik sa district? Opo. Pag po ito ay in-approve ng Pangulo, pwede pong bumalik sa distrito yan. Pwede po bang hindi dun sa distrito yun bumalik? Pwede din po. No? Pero may rules po yan. But if I may lang po focus on the issue of incentive, no? I understand po the point of the good senator. But in this case po kasi, the reduction of the CMPD is mandatory. It is not about incentive or disincentive. The department order we have issued mandates, requires all the RDs and the DEs to bring down the cost based on the new cost of materials. It is not an issue of incentive or disincentive. Thank you very much.
Does that mean that the DPWH, along with the congressmen and the senators, will exercise strong oversight on the projects to see if the CMPD in that area, which we have a copy of already, will be followed?
Absolutely, Madam Senator.
But certainly, there will be savings because this is a NEP which you did not prepare.
Absolutely.
So there will be savings. Yeah.
Yes, and we already gave an estimated amount. Again, this is
Yes.
estimated. This will have to be borne out by the actual adjustments per project, but we are estimating roughly about 60 billion pesos in savings when the CMPD is implemented for all projects
What is this?
under the 2026
What am I supposed to
budget.
What is it?
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you. I will allow my colleagues
Madam
to
Chair.
ask further questions. Thank you.
Yeah, Madam Chair.
I would like to recognize Representative Brian Yamsuan.
Madam Chair, we have talked about the step-by-step engineering process that we're implementing dito sa ating CMPD. And ang tanong ko lang, Secretary Vince, kasi syempre lahat ng mga kababayan natin nakatingin sa atin doon sa mga presyo at lahat. Kaya gusto mo ibalik dahil yung sa estimate natin, kailangan natin gawing tama. At yun din ang sinabi ni Senator Win Gatchalian na we have to do this right. Kailangan natin gawing tama. Pero syempre, kailangan din tignan natin yung sa ekonomiya. Kung naging unimplementable ang ating mga ibang mga projects natin dito sa dahil dun sa sweeping yung pag-adjust natin at nagkamali at naging unimplementable, ano ang cost nito bilang isang ekonomista din? Ano ang cost nito sa ating bansa?
Maraming salamat po, napakaganda po ng tanong. No? Hindi ko po masasabi right now kung ano ang exact cost. No? Pero pag ang project po ay hindi ma-implement, unang-una po, malaki po ang economic cost niyan dun sa komunidad kung saan hindi may implement yung proyekto. Unang-una po yun. At ikagawa po, pag ito ay pinagsama-sama natin, in-add natin lahat yan, malaki po ang magiging cost niyan sa ating ekonomiya. Dahil po, pag ang project po ay hindi na-implement, meron pong mga construction worker na hindi magtatrabaho. Meron pong mga hardware, hindi mabibigyan ng simento at ng bakal. Meron pong mga kumpanya na hindi kikita. So malaki po ang impact nito pag ito ay pinagsama-sama. Pero mas importante din po yung epekto sa komunidad. Kung yan pong proyektong yan ay kailangan ng komunidad at ito po hindi na-implement, kawawa din naman po yung komunidad na yun.
Maraming salamat kasi talagang yun ang concern din namin sa aming mga distrito kasi yung economic activity, napaka-importante niyan para sa ating bansa. At alam naman natin, ang gobyerno ang pinakamalakas talagang gumastos pagdating sa mga proyekto at inaasahan namin sa aming mga distrito. Yung economic activity nagsisimula dahil sa mga proyektong ginagawa ng ating pamahalaan. At yung concern din ng ating mga senador, nakukuha din naman natin. Gusto natin gawin natin tama kasi nga nakatingin silang lahat sa atin ngayon. At ang tingin ko, mas kailangan natin tignan talaga yung economic impact more than ever. And I recognize the work that Secretary Vince Dizon is doing kasi mahirap talaga now to really adjust everything and at a short period of time.